early. Meanwhile, from the side of MADNESS ESPORTS, based on the drafts as well, they've got a very, very solid draft on earning the early game as well as the late game, just because of how this carry is going to be able to peel through all these tanky compositions. So the win conditions are pretty much very clear, and the predictions wise is heavily favored on towards MADNESS ESPORTS. But the problem is, it all comes down to execution. So I'm looking forward to see how this goes between both these teams.
As we open the doors, the Land of Dawn once more. Will the Homeboys secure an upper bracket position by clearing out a clean sweep against their rivals today? Or will MADNESS ESPORTS show us that there's still more under the hood to claim their spot in the Season 11 playoffs? Let us find out.
Well, there is going to be a lot of emphasis on the synergy coming from MADNESS ESPORTS. Can they get the broomsticks ready in time? Because if they don't hit those ultimate timings in time, Homeboys is going to be walking them over, because as of yet, Sonic gonna get slowed down a little bit, but it is a box here we're talking about. So the Franco hooks of disrupting the jungles may not be, well, as effective as we kind of expect it to be.
Yeah, that's kind of a weird movement from Barbosa there. Logically, yes, he wants to disrupt Sonic a little bit, but against Abaxia, there's really nothing he can do at level 1, and because he wasn't present in the mid lane, Warlord is on 50% HP. So Homeboy is actually losing a little bit of early lane presence with that movement.
Yeah, and seeing the itemizations, the emblems themselves here, we do see a little bit of ability, but hold that thought for now. GB!
No Appraiser's Wrath, he's dropping to 10%. Yeah. Maima gonna be the fun to get first blood for MADNESS ESPORTS.
Yeah, that is really, really important for MADNESS ESPORTS. They tried to actually give the kill towards Zaps here. Unfortunately, they just couldn't, and they are gonna try and secure it for sure. So this is actually huge for MADNESS ESPORTS. Particularly to say as well, they've got a strong early pressure, they've got very, very strong late game potential as well. And if they are able to scale this into his middle stage game, Homeboys, they are going to be in a lot of trouble, because eventually he can get a pick.
And look at all that CC, the real world manipulation into the stun from Mali. No presence from the rest of the Homeboys at all. MADNESS out momentuming the early game aggression right now.
Yeah, this is good. This is really, really good. This is exactly what the MADNESS needs. But Chibi is going to be a little bit trouble. The basis buff completely
yeah! The beautiful side steps here. He finally gets picked off, but his job is already done. Chibi not going to be around to take away the turtle. Homeboys trying to reset it, but it's going to be Sonic who secures it in the end, as Barbosa, nice sidestepping, flickers away from Numenon Blast. MADNESS ESPORTS firing on all cylinders right now.
Yeah, this is huge. This is extremely, extremely huge for MADNESS ESPORTS. This is the momentum that they needed from game number 1. And as the game goes by as well, Homeboys, they are going to eventually realize that, hey, the biggest threat here is going to be trying to annoy Chibi time and time again. And so far, Chibi is doing a fantastic job getting some sort of farm, but the problem is he's going to be in a little bit of trouble, because bottom side,
Barbosa, he's just dead. There's nothing he can do. 4v2 on him. He wants to survive this. Go away. Not going to protect him, as Maima controlling the entire battlefield with the real world manipulation.
Oh, the aggression coming from MADNESS ESPORTS is just unfathomable, Bobo, because as of now, they are going to re-attempt this dive.
Wow, 4 members still down here, and Warlord was not expecting that. RWM not going to save him, as Zaz takes down the entire bottom turret. Just a tiny bit of HP left instantly. 3k net worth lead for MADNESS ESPORTS.
Well, this is not going well for Homeboys, because MADNESS ESPORTS, they found their momentum and rhythm, because every single time the real world manipulation is available up on Maima, you can see that MADNESS ESPORTS is looking to pick a fight right from the get-go. And now, as soon as I say this, he just got his real manipulation, and he is gonna look a punish on it once again.
MADNESS ESPORTS finally take down the tier 1 bottom. Barbosa, he might have walked a bit too far too soon. The rest of his team, they're just gonna abandon him. They cannot take this fight. Maima with a killing spree.
So very smart of MADNESS ESPORTS.
Oh!
Warlord!
Oh my God! Pushed out with the final slashes. Yeah. Just comes and says, I'm gonna take that if you don't mind.
Well, in this case, he just got swept under the rug, because that's exactly what's going on, Homeboys. They're completely unable to do anything in all this engagement. This is the first time we have kind of seen the Homeboys losing out so much in the early stage game, but can they find a way to make a comeback? Because as of now, MADNESS ESPORTS, they're power leveling Zap as much as they can. Meanwhile, Anip is pretty much 2 levels behind on this Melissa. Homeboys, they have no choice but to concede this. They have to make space for Anip to actually go in for a couple farm, and it seems like they are in return gonna try and zone them out instead.
Barbosa walking up. They're gonna get caught out. Sonic is here, zoning out Warlord. Flickers, 2 of them from Homeboys already used the disengage from Madness. The taunt coming out from Chibi. Hook going to miss entirely, predicting the dash, but miscommunications as Anip now caught in the real world manipulation, down to 40% HP. Numenon Blast, Flickers forward! Oh! Numenon Blast from Madness Esports! Anip and Warlord taken out! Iron Hook pulls Sonic into the tower. They will get some revenge here, but the Madness have already taken out the top tier 1 Homeboys, being outplayed.
Sheesh, man, leave 4-man Numenon Blast. Perfect angle, perfect setup. What a play as well as they continue to punish Anip time and time and time again. And this is huge because every single time Anip dies, he is going to lose his level trait against Zav. And Zav now, 5 minutes in the game, he got his golden staff on his carry. That means this carry is going to be hitting so hard against Homeboys. It is going to be a big problem for Homeboys to actually zone and push out the lanes.
This is actually really bad news for the Homeboys right now. This is a team that really depends on their early game leads in order to completely dominate mid and late game. And now that they're 4,000 gold behind Madness Esports, this Broom and Dustpan strategy working out excellently right now. The crowd control just preventing Homeboys from executing any of their game plans.
Yeah, Homeboys just struggling to actually get scraps here. It seems like they are going to secure the tier 1 up top. Meanwhile, bottom lane, you see Madness Esports already pressuring here. They're sending in Silpa to actually stall the aggression, but there's only so much he can do. He will be able to buy a little bit more time, but unfortunately, the tier 2 will still gonna fall here. Mid lane, Chibi also gonna be aggressive as well. The conceal play comes in.
Ooh, they want to catch the Fredrin so badly. They're not gonna be able to pick up on him. Iron Hook going to miss once again. 5 members of Madness Esports. Real one manipulation comes out. Numenon Blast on 1 member. Yeah, from the right side. Instantly executing Warlord, but he's taking a lot of damage. Anip has scaled up. That's gonna be a kill for Suppa. Jumps in with the Bravest Warrior. Gets the 2-man Landshaker as Madness Esports. They're struggling to retreat. Mali gonna be caught out. Double kill for the Lapu Lapu. Sonic, the next target, right into the Embracer's Wrath thanks to the Bloody Hut as Barbosa gonna be picked off with a mega kill from Maima. Chibi, he jumped too far. The double kill in return for Eve on the side of Madness Esports.
Oh, beautiful stuff coming from Madness Esports as well. Maima and Zav was able to isolate the fight. Homeboys, they were able to punish Madness Esports in all these engagements from the aggression, but as soon as the game, the fight dragged out a little bit too long, this is where he shines the most, right? The Ice Queen 1 of Maima is slowing them down to enough time to allow Zav to get in a couple of resets, and once Homeboys use up all their skills, they're pretty much left out in the open for free pickings, and that's exactly what Homeboys kind of overheated a little bit here, just because Ane was able to do so much damage when Madness Esports was clumping up as 5.
The important part there is that Homeboys still have a chance to claw this back right now. Having Melissa means that if they can funnel Madness into a defensive positioning, they actually have really strong consistency in their DPS. But Maima is a big problem. This Eve, 5-0 and 7 so far, being able to actually show his stuff. And speaking of, Sapan, he may be out of position here. Bravest Fighter will get him out.
Yeah, Maima is doing really, really well so far, and he's got 33,000 damage on that Eve. He's just getting free targets after free targets, and every single time he has his real manipulation, you can see he's making the calls. Hey, Madness Esports, we need to take a fight. And now Homeboys, they realize this, they are respecting this, but at the same time, they're just completely dodging the fight, knowing that the only way Homeboys makes a comeback is they dodge fights, find farm for Anip, and eventually they will be able to do all right against Madness Esports.
What Homeboys is doing right now, though, is that they're playing the map. They're going for the macro. They know they can't win out Madness Esports in a straight-up fight, so they're giving away structures and trying to split up their forces to go for trades across the map. It's all they can really do for now to keep themselves in the game. Sonic engaging onto Barbosa. Chibi wants to save him, gets the taunt out, but the Madness comes in. Victor and final slash from Yeah, pushes Chibi out of position. He's still in the real one manipulation, cannot get his ult out. Zavs with the killing spree.
Yeah, this is risky coming from Homeboys. They need to take this kind of risk, but at the same time, Madness Esports is just not giving it to them. But with massive ultimates drop down on Maima, Homeboys looking to re-engage. Unfortunately, Madness Esports realize that the Lord priority is going to be even more important. It's just not worth it to force a fight right now.
This Franco pick on the side of Homeboys Barbosa. He hasn't been able to get pickoffs this entire game. It seems like Mali, he's very familiar with this hero. He knows where Barbosa is going to be looking, and right now, that is keeping Madness Esports out of the clutches of the Homeboys and allowing them to dictate the engagements. The First Lord gonna be dropping over to them. Not much Homeboys can do about it.
Yeah, it's going to be very, very difficult. 5k lead coming from Madness Esports. They will have the momentum, but whether or not can they close out the game, it all solely depends on Maima. Can he set it up for the team? Because based on the items that I've seen right now, he's got the Ice Cream one, he's got the Glowing one. These are all massive, huge items as a utilitarian that actually deal with Homeboys' composition. Whereas Homeboys, they need a little bit more because as of yet, he's only got the DHS as well as the Corrosion side, which arguably is not enough, especially whenever he drops his puppets comes in. Mali is always going to be there, dropping those Bulwark Shields to block a majority of his damage. So this is an awkward situation Homeboys is in. Do they pick a fight to actually fight around Mali, or do they go in for the one-shot? Because as of now, Madness Esports has got so much angles that they can actually deal with Homeboys' ideal comeback situation.
I think unless Homeboys can find a beautiful pickoff, perhaps with the Iron Hook, they're better off in the counter-engage position. Madness Esports just has too many big ultimates. If they can force cooldowns out, that is the window for the Homeboys. But right now, oh, they get the Iron Hook! Bloody hot on the Mali! Will they be able to pick him off? Instantly, Numan Blast, final slash, 3-1 manipulation! Homeboys are getting dismantled in their own base! The monster kill! The mega kill! Madness Esports 5-man strong Barbosa, the only survivor as the crystal is exposed! And Madness Esports will disrupt the flow of the Homeboys and take a game for themselves!
Nicely done coming in from